Alright, hey everyone, this is Nitro. So, today's stream is going to be covering the Apex Arena matches, and I'll be going over the DesuLife and Eggteng battle. So, I'm looking forward to this match because I think it'll be a fairly interesting one. On the other side is Auto Run against Lucid. I think that's very obvious. The 8 tickets, everyone's voting for Auto Run. I expect Auto Run to win as well. This match should be closer. The betting is actually very, very close between DesuLife and Eggteng. I'm just going to put all my tickets into DesuLife. DesuLife is, after all, my friend, so I should support him. Now, I just noticed that the chat window doesn't seem to be updating, so I'm going to try to fix that. I'm seeing a few people type messages in chat, for example, and they're not showing up. So this is interesting. Give me a moment to test. There we go. Okay, so my message showed up. So I guess it is working. Alright, so let's see. So I've put all my tickets into DesuLife. We got another 6 minutes until the match begins. What is this horror song? It's League of Legends music. So, while we're waiting, there's really just not too much for me to do at this time. Just taking a look at my account, but there's not much for me to do either. So, 5 minutes until the match begins, I suppose. I'm just taking a look and seeing if there's anything I missed today. But I don't think there is. Yeah. There's no world map events to do. I think I got all my 18 Gates of Fate done today. Yep. There's 9 extra runs I can do, but all those gates are done. So we'll leave it as is. She's not even close to complete. And so it's very much a work in progress right now, right? She's at 78 out of 150. Her power, I mean, I don't even have the conversion done properly yet. I have to get more attack on her and less int, since I'm planning to use her in her wizard class. Right? So, it's still kind of a work in progress. Who do I think will win? I expect exactly the way the voting is going. I expect Auto Run to win. Right? He has almost a 3-to-1. Almost, anyways. So it shouldn't be too challenging. Christmas was good. Can't complain. Oh, as a side note, if the volume levels are a bit off, let me know. Right? I recently reconfigured my setup here. So if my voice is too soft or if the music is too loud, just let me know. Moving on, let's see. Let in the remade version of Langrisser 1 is Bozel? Really? I didn't know about that one. We still got another 3 minutes. But yeah, there are a few videos I do plan to put together. Hyken, just for the record. I plan to put together like a video of my Apex box, right? all the characters that I have built up, for example. So that's one of the things I should probably cover. Actually, my Apex box for the last season did not have Shafaniel in it. And instead of Shafaniel, it had DesuLife. So I'll go over this Apex box in a bit, or sometime soon. It's on the to-do list. The other to-do list items is a few more of these Apex Arena match reviews before they all disappear. Like, go over all the matches in the finals section. And of course, the tier list videos that I was going to do on the exclusive gear, right? Adding all the new exclusives that I never talked about. And maybe the 3Cs. I'm not sure about. But for now, things I'll do over the next week, I suppose. That's basically videos I plan to do. There's also the Clotaire and Rosenseal video, right? I also have to put that into the to-do list. Whole bunch of videos to put together. So, Evil Jessica and Evil Ledin. Alright. Interesting. Actually, I also still have to debate on whether to buy the gift packs myself. I'm still sitting here looking at them, right? There's 25 days and 18 days for the other one, so I do have time to decide. Yes, I have the weekends off work, as most people do. Yeah, I'm sitting on crystals, lots of crystals. Used up most of my vouchers though, but I've already rebuilt a whole bunch. Among other things, I'm using the current Gate of Fate events to farm up a lot of the heroes whose Gates of Fate I have not done. Right? Anyone who does not have 25 points, I haven't done Gate of Fate up yet. So Shalinka, Knight of Mysteries, Elucia, Noemi, Altina, Maya. Right? Who else is there? Ainz, when I get him, for example. So I do have a lot of Gate of Fates to work on, which should give me a whole bunch of more rewards. Okay, so it's time. The match should show up. So let's take a look. There we go. So let's take a look at this match. Surprisingly close voting for this match. People don't believe in DesuLife, clearly. Yeah, it would be nice if there was the 4-day work week thing. We'll see. They talk about it. Realistically, I doubt it'll happen though. She asked where the nice voice was coming from? Not sure I understood that, Jay. Oh. Oh, your Nan. Got it. Well, I guess she likes my voice. Thank you. Larry117. I mean, if I'm going to put more money into the game, I will buy them, Larry. But I'm kind of debating whether I should put money into the game or not. I'm kind of at the state where spending additional money is very questionable. Like, it's not going to improve my ranking in Apex Arena anymore. So, we'll see. Okay, so let's take a look at the two boxes that are being used. DesuLife is literally using my box once again. I have a 6-star Shifaniel. I have a 6-star Hiei. No, this was actually the box I planned to play if I got into the top 64, right? Against Kamergamu, if I had gotten that far, DesuLife is using the box that I 100% plan to use. Side note. I had completely planned to keep my Hiei hidden and Shafaniel hidden for that fight, but I ended up losing in the top 256. So DesuLife is running a box that I like. Eggteng has Rachel there. I mean, Rachel, Liana, Deedlit for the triple gospel combo, I suppose. But yeah, also has Hiei. So slightly different, not too much. I mean, it's very much just, you know, Rachel versus Shafaniel, and actually Yulia here. Surprised, Yulia at this stage. Oh well. No, it's not SP Sophia. It's the Sophia skin that you get for reaching gold rank in season, I think, 7? So, Chinese server is beginning season 7, right? And if you reach gold rank in season 7, you get the Sophia skin. What heroes am I missing that I still need to pull? Rosalia and Emilia. I think those are the two. There's a few collab heroes that I'm missing, but I don't want them. Yes, I can get Rosalia, but like I said, I can also draw for Rosalia. So, all right. Whoa! Both sides play Jugler. So Reen, Licorice, Liana ban on one side. Liana, Rachel, Deedlit ban on the other side. So no Gospel for Eggteng right away. DesuLife plays Listel second. So he is saying, I don't care about healers, right? I don't have Licorice, I don't have Liana. You know, if you want to ban my Sophia and Wilder, go for it. I'm going for my Listel. And there's the 2 healer ban. I just noticed, DesuLife doesn't have Deedlit in his box for this fight. There is no Deedlit here. Interesting. So no, DesuLife is running a slightly different box from me. Right? He replaced Deedlit as well. Interesting. Anyways, I know he has a 6-star Deedlit. So on the other side, Eggteng got Sophia into play. So, Reen, Listel ban now. Zerida, Meteor faction buff, and self-healing, right? So Jugler would get some self-healing. Zerida could self-heal. There's too many questions that are not about the match. I don't have time to answer them. I want to focus on this match, guys. Maybe after the battle, I can go over those. So, Hiei and Hobo. Great bans there. Those were the 2 heroes I would have picked if Eggteng didn't ban them. Right? Hiei benefits from the Zerida faction buff. Hobo has self-healing and probably Gift of Eternal Life. And also a mythical faction buff. So 2 great bans just now. And Eggteng plays Hiei now. So 3 Organs of Light heroes, but Sophia does provide like a pseudo faction buff. So it's gonna be interesting how he picks his skills. I actually don't like the situation DesuLife is in without any healers. But let's see how this goes. I actually really don't like the situation. I don't think it's really in his favor. But I could be wrong, right? So Zerida in Hobo, alright. I would be very worried about Ariane Rod, for example, the dispels. but let's see. Is DesuLife going to play Bozo? Bozo? I think Bozo is the character of choice here, right? There is no faction buff whatsoever for Arianron. Gizeroff instead. Okay. Interesting. Loses Bozo. And the enemy plays Bozo. Yeah. I don't understand that. I really didn't understand that one. I mean, yes, Sophia has mass resist, but forcing this Sophia to bring the mass resist is advantageous to you anyways, right? So yeah, okay. Let's see how this goes. Waller Yulia Ban playing Shafaniel, yeah. And there's Landius and Arianrod for Eggteng. I would say Arianrod, right? Dispel buffs. The Dispel will be very, very useful against DesuLife's party, I feel. But let's see what he picks. Overall, I don't think Eggteng made any mistakes in this pick ban. Oh, he picked Landius. I guess for route, maybe? A secondary tank and the route skill? Let's see. Right? Because you can use route to push characters into poison and kill them that way. Yeah, I mean, that Giz sniping Yusuke last week was such a ridiculous situation. He got everything he needed to get that snipe. It's not normal. I'm actually surprised Shafino is making a return. But one of the biggest reasons is Licorice. Okay. Licorice very much needs a faction buff to work, or to work fully, and Shafino's faction buff does work with her. And also, Shafaniel being part of US Legends means if you don't get Licorice with Shafaniel, she also has a faction buff from Landius. So there's various reasons to bring Shafaniel. It's definitely not a very common pick, but I've seen her a bunch. Like when I lost, in fact, my opponent Atsi used Shafaniel as well. And I do think next season she's gonna make a return because she gets her 3C. Lots of reasons for Shafaniel upcoming to make a return. I will say I am surprised she's already returning, but yeah. Aaron, I don't wail. I mean, I got one Echoes of Light, but that's because I got sponsored that Echoes of Light. And also, I make mistakes. Okay. This season I got eliminated because I made massive mistakes. Interesting. Leviathans on Shafaniel. Why not Sky Archers? Huh? This is new. I didn't even know she could run Leviathans. I have a 6-star Shafaniel and I didn't even know that she could run Leviathans. Side note. Okay. Well, anyways. So, no faction buff on Zerda. Instead, it's going to be Gizeroff bringing the mythical faction buff. Okay. So, no passive healing there. Also, no faction buff on Shafaniel, bringing reinforcements instead. Demolish Heaven Sanction reinforcements. Interesting. Alright. And Listel has Blood Dance, Reaper's Touch, and Demon God's Bulwark, which should provide some self-healing to him, right? Yeah. If he's dealt damage, he heals 30% of units' max hit points. Okay. On this side, Hiei is the standard Hiei. Actually, not so standard because this Hiei has 4 mobility. Meaning it's a speed boots Hiei. Okay. So when it activates Dragons of Darkness Flame, it has 5 mobility. So that's why it has less attack. 1093 attack, but higher mobility for the assassin to get in range to assassinate stuff. Landius is indeed running routes and Peace of Mind, so what I expected. Jugler is standard. Sophia is the mass heal rewind one, right? Like I said, I don't understand why, well, I didn't really understand Gizaroff over Bozel, right? You could force Sophia to bring mass resist, and then she's less useful as a healer without the mass heal and so on, but anyways, whatever. Bozel is Black Hole, Sleep, and Seal, my kind of Bozel. And yeah, so Sophia will be able to constantly cast Mass Heal to constantly buff these characters now. And also heal to restore someone's hit points by a lot. The music is a League of Legends soundtrack. The reason I'm using League music is because Riot Games allows all their music to be used without any copyright issues. I've run into copyright issues with music used during streams, so playing it safe. No problem, Jose. Glad you found that one useful. So let's see. Shephaniel. Is Shephaniel the one with Tree of Life here? It looks like it. A Tree of Life enchants Shephaniel. No, it's not. It's benefiting from a Tree of Life enchant. It looks like it's a Tree of Life Juggler. Yeah, Tree of Life Juggler. That's why Shephaniel, the Construct, and Listel all have the Tree of Life buff. Interesting. So Shephaniel activated Glory of the Continent, skill range +1, skill span +1. The Construct got mobility +2. So it's a 5 mobility construct that can charge pretty far for the Ultimate Construct skill. My favorite buff to get on the Construct. It also got, wow, it also got this self-destruction buff. So that actually really helps. Some very nice buffs for DesuLife on the Construct this time. Because it can charge forward, self-destruct, do AoE damage, dispel 2 buffs from the enemy, and then re-summon itself. And then if DesuLife chooses to suicide the Construct, it'll dispel 2 more buffs. Fairly effective against Jugler, actually. So he got some 2 very useful buffs. No +1 range, but can't get everything, right? So, Demon God's Bulwark, Blood Dance, Reaper's Touch. There is no way to resist the Reaper's Touch either, so Jugler could be very threatening. Right now, DesuLife is forming kind of a wall to protect against Hiei. Right? Hiei just got a +3 mobility buff. Oof. So Hiei is going to be able to charge up 7 tiles, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Activate Dragon of Darkness Flame, then wrap around and attack. It's going to take higher movement to go through the city walls, so maybe he'll want to go to like here, Dragon of Darkness Flame, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something, or 9. So right now, Hiei with that +3 mobility can actually attack any target DesuLife has. Right? So That was a big +3 mobility buff for Hiei, that's for sure. And I look, did it come from Bozal? It had to have come from Bozal. So this Bozal is running Tenyo's headdress? Lots of options open to Eggteng right now. He just got that perfect buff for Hiei, if he wishes to trade Hiei for someone. I am still very surprised by the Leviathan Shafenio, but let's see. Is Eggteng going to go for it? And who will Eggteng go for with Hiei, for the matter? I'm guessing placing Zerda here is just far enough to be out of range of Hiei. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. AoE, act again with 8 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, you can only attack Shafenio. Okay. So Gizerov and Zerda were far back enough. Even if he moves like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say Dragon of Darkness Flame. Yeah, there's not very many attacks he can launch out. So couldn't really take advantage of that mobility buff unless he wanted to trade Hiei for Shafenio. And I guess that was a pretty bad trade, all things considered. Yeah, Apex is traditionally fairly slow, but what can you... I mean, that's how it goes. So now Hiei is going to be 7 movement, then down to 5 movement. So far less movement than before. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, AoE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still can only kill Shafenio. DesuLife playing very defensive early on. Now this is interesting. He chose not to run the Bloodthirster Zerda whatsoever, instead running Backstab, Shadow Raid, and Sly Stride. I guess it works because it will kill this Sorceress Bozal. Oh wow. Is he offering Sorceress Bozal to be killed by Zerda? I guess he's trying to force the trade. If Zerda goes in and assassinates Bozal and retreats back 3, regardless of where he retreats, Hiei can assassinate Zerda. And if he doesn't go after it, Bozal gets to strike. Oh, construct kill. Because Triton was not up. I wonder if that was a mistake on his side. Not activating Triton. That was really a waste. I think that should have been a mistake, right? Not activating Triton to guard. Landius lost 2 buffs for that though. And they were, I guess, part of his faction buff, both of them. This is iffy now. I don't like the situation for DesuLife. Because Landius will also guard Hiei. If Hiei goes in, he's perfectly guarded. But if he does go in, Zerda can assassinate him. So there is that flip side. So it's not as bad as I thought. I'm just surprised he didn't try to protect the construct. I don't know if that was intended or not. I really don't. I feel like it was not intended. But I can't say with any certainty. Yeah, I mean, the other match, I predicted Autorun would win and win easily too. Here comes the Dragon of Darkness Flame and the assassination of, I guess, Shafiniel. So 5 movement. He might have been hoping for the mobility buff to assassinate Gizaroff. Didn't get the mobility buff, so Shafiniel is the one to die. There's the Blood Dance, of course. Not quite enough damage to kill Hiei. But Hiei is just about dead. Now the question is, how will DesuLife take out Hiei? Will he simply have Zerda attack and then retreat back 3 tiles? And be ready to hammer Bozal? Or what? Let's see. And what is Bozal going to do in this fight? Or he can have Gizaroff attack. Oh, he went for the Reaper's Touch on Jugler. Ooh, that did enough damage to kill. Hiei. Okay, fair. And it also blocks the path of Bozal moving up. So Bozal can put, let's say, Listel to sleep, but can't put Jugler to sleep, for example. Yeah, so Hiei traded for Shafiniel. That was mostly expected with the way DesuLife positioned. And Jugler does have the... Oh, there's a stun attack on Jugler, which is interesting because Jugler will wake up and be able to get out of here. I'm a bit surprised by that one. Unless Jugler is gonna jump. Like, let's say 1, 2, 3, jump, 1, 2, 3, and then still can't lock down Jugler. And actually, Jugler could also Sacred Beast him if he, even if he was in the poison. Did he rush this route? I think he did. I think this was a big mistake on Eggteng's side. Absolutely massive. Like, what he should have done was probably... Yeah, free kill. That was a massive mistake. Like, what I would... If I were Eggteng, what I probably would have done was... put Listel to sleep. have Landius come back and strike Listel. And then Sophia can heal Landius. That was just a flat out suicide. That made no sense. It would have only made sense if Jugler had already acted, so that he would be poisoned to death. But that was, ooh, yeah, that was a terrible play. And now he used Beast Shock on Listel. And then acts with Sophia. And Jugler can very well choose to... Okay, rewind to refresh skills. Yep. So Bozol has sleep again. And Jugler's Beast Shock, rather than 5-turn cooldown, is down to a 2-turn cooldown. So that rewind is the right time to use it. Okay. Sacred Beast him. Makes sense. If Bozol moves up to put Jugler to sleep, Zera can assassinate. Yeah. He lost because he suicided Landius. Yeah, this is over. Routing Jugler was a pretty fatal move. You can't sacrifice a hero just to stun someone. But hey, I really shouldn't speak. I played terribly in my match in the playoffs this season. But nonetheless. It's pretty limited. Eggteng has very limited options at this point. Okay, very limited. I mean, what can he do? He can probably, for example, he can jump Jugler next to the enemy Jugler, and then maybe put Jugler to sleep from this tile. And Zerda with 10 movements would not be able to reach this Bozol. Right? So he can lock down and then actually kill Listel. Right? Jump, single target kill Listel. And temporarily keep Bozol alive. Instead, he chose to retreat. Okay, that's one way to kill Listel, I guess. But this method exposes Bozol to being killed by Zerda. Oh wow! 40 hit points! 40! 40 hit points! Okay! Maybe I was wrong about this. That I truly didn't expect. Uh-oh. Wow. Really? Wait. Did he just let Bozol get Beast Shocked? Oh no. Jugler has one mobility. Never mind. Ooh. I think DesuLife loses this after all. Because of that. Wow, I just can't believe this Bozo survived against a Zerida like that. Even with Swordsmith, I fully expected Zerida to assassinate this Bozo. That assassination failure, man, oh man. And the debuffs that were applied too really changed this out. Now that Bozo's alive, suddenly, and there's all these cannot be healed debuffs on DesuLife's party, he's in serious trouble right now. Wait. Did Jugler just block himself from attacking? This Jugler? Eggteng winning because his Bozo survived. I think that's what this is going to turn into, which is almost ridiculous. Uh-oh. This Jugler can Beast Shock again. Right? He got the rewind before, and the Beast Shock is going to kill Jugler. So, rip DesuLife. Is there any way for DesuLife to win? With the map size at this level? No. Yeah. And another sleep as well. Yep. All because Bozo tanked that hit. That was certainly a surprise ending. So, Eggteng takes the first fight! What's especially interesting is Sophia does not have a swordsmith in this. Not sure if you noticed, but Sophia does not have a swordsmith. There was no skill increase on her. So at most she may have a meditation ring, which would still provide immunity to fixed damage, but then she would be silenceable. Yeah, Bozo is more tanky than people think, especially with a swordsmith, but you generally don't expect a sorceress Bozo to tank a Zerida hit. So that was certainly interesting. If it was Crystal Warlock Bozo, different situation entirely. But to be fair, that's also why running a Shadow Raid Zerida is not really common anymore. Okay? That's why people run Bloodthirster Zerida. DesuLife took a gamble there for sure to run the Swordsmith. Sorry, took a gamble there to run the Shadow Raids there. So, Green ban, Liana ban once again. The ban choices have not changed. DesuLife has removed Gizerov to bring in Deedlit. Right? And Eggteng surprisingly removed Arianrod to bring in Illustrial. On this map? That's an interesting choice. Let's see how this plays. This is not a map I would have thought Illustrial would be a backup, you know, a character to be brought in. But let's see. I mean, there is a lot of grassland in the middle, so there is that. But yeah, it's not a map I expect Illustrial to show up on. There's no forest terrain for Illustrial to benefit from. Do you think people bet real life money on this? I doubt it. But you never know. So, that took a while for that ban, didn't it? They both used up a lot of backup time for deciding what to ban and so on. So DesuLife starts with Bozal early now. Yeah, there we go. I sincerely think choosing Gizerov last match instead of Bozal was one of the fatal errors DesuLife made. So, who has he lost so far? Hiei, Zerida, Licorice, Listel, and Reen. Whereas Eggteng has lost Liana, Sophia, and Wyler. So Eggteng plays Rachel, combat healer. Actually, Eggteng's box has a lot of combat healers. There's Rachel, there's Deedlit, there's Yulia, there's also Hobo. So despite losing his 3 healers, he still has 4 more combat healers. DesuLife. This time Eggteng did not ban any of DesuLife's healers. Interesting. Alright, DesuLife has Jugler with Hobo and Bozal. All 3 characters benefit from Hobo's faction buff. If Hobo chooses to bring it. Lot of synergy there. But there is no Listel, keep that in mind. Liana and Deedlit are removed, 2 Gospels, and Eggteng gets to play Listel. Ooh, that's not good. So it's a reversal of the previous battle. Listel's in the match again. I feel like DesuLife's making a lot of mistakes this round. Unlike last week where he played pretty much perfect, this week there's been, I don't know if, yeah, there's been some questionable choices, that's for sure. Oh, 4th pick Sophia. Doesn't need the faction buff anymore. Right? Just like how Eggteng didn't run a faction buff last game, this game, DesuLife can have Sophia provide the pseudo faction buff. Alright, so Shafaniel Arianrod ban. A nice ban there. DesuLife is forced to play either Landius or Wyler, neither of which is a very good combo with what he has right now. And Eggteng got Bozal as well! Wow. I actually really do not like this for DesuLife once again. I really think Eggteng has a better pick ban. Once again. Second match in a row. Allowing that third pick Listel and fourth pick Bozol is just not a good thing. The funny thing is, Eggteng put in Illustrial but didn't play her. Yeah, I don't understand this pick ban on DesuLife's side, to be perfectly honest. DesuLife oriented on banning the healers of Eggteng, and I'm not sure that was very successful. Now DesuLife has DesuLife has a crazy amount of healing. Okay. Wilder can tactical retreat, so DesuLife can avoid getting his tank locked down. But he has no way to deal with the Reaper's Touch, for example. I don't know. If just looking at this right now, I think Eggteng has a massive advantage. Sophia can bring mass resist. Okay, so Sophia can provide immunity to stun. So Landius Route and Bozol's Sleep may not be too effective. May not be, because keep in mind that Bozol's Sleep does dispel buffs, right? Dispels 3 buffs. So there could be that RNG element. Huh. Landius is not bringing a tank skill. Look at this. Landius has his faction buff, he has Route, and he has Indomitable for reviving. So this is an offensive Landius without a tank skill. The tank is just Jugler. So Rachel has Arcane Blast, Holy Word, and Gospel, meaning she is a healer, pretty much. And also can Gospel up Jugler. And Listel is surprisingly bringing Skeleton Knights. I mean, Skeleton Knights are fairly tanky, I suppose. So overall though, everyone on Eggteng's team, other than Bozol, has a buff, in other words, right? Jugler has Gospel. Landius is gonna buff up Rachel, Listel, and himself. And Sophia has mass resist and mass heal, so no single target healing. Wilder has mass heal, tactical retreat, and dispel. So this is protection against Bozol debuffs, I guess. And Sage of the Trees, Indomitable, Wave Whisper, Light Array. So yeah, no faction buff. He's going to rely on the mass heal for an effective faction buff. And the beginning is to lay down terrain effects. Is the reason for Listel bringing Skeleton Knights to maybe avoid, to be able to move through the dazzling lights, right? That might be it, right? Because flyers would have their mobility reduced. Bringing the Skeleton Knights reduces her movement to 3, but she shouldn't have any issue moving through the dazzling light. Okay, fair enough. I guess it's 3 movement rather than 2. So no flying characters at all to move through Dazzling Light easily. I guess that's the result for Eggteng. DesuLife starts things off first. AoE debuffing with Bozal. Got a silence on Rachel. Rachel didn't use Gospel on turn 1. So all the debuffs landed. Wow. Cannot be healed. Cannot be healed. Cannot be healed on Jugler as well. Those are some clutch debuffs. And Rachel has been rendered mostly useless for 2 turns. Being silenced? Wow. That was pretty big. Playing an RNG action, but that certainly paid off for him. I like Bozal as much as anyone else, but I generally don't play him like this. Yep. DesuLife can certainly take the offensive right now, having landed that kind of debuff. It'll be interesting to see what happens though. Like, is he gonna push Jugler in? Sleep, which was negated already by Mass Resist. Big oops there, I think. Wave Whisper, AoE damage, knockback, terrain effects. I don't think that knockback really helped him though. Because now Jugler is not really in a... Well, Jugler can move 3. Let's see. Jugler can move 3, jump 3, land on a Dazzling Light tile, and be able to move at will. 2 tiles after attacking. So a Jugler jump may very well be worth it here. I think that's what I would do at this point. Jugler, move up 3, jump, and probably place himself next to... That's not the jump I expected. That really wasn't the jump I expected. And now Bozal dies because of cannot be healed. Yeah, Eggteng got screwed by that black hole. That first black hole AoE just crushed him. Totally crushed him. And why didn't he apply that last turn? Did Listel already act at the end? I thought Listel had an action at the very end. Applying it now means that Jugler gets to act first. Or even if DesuLife prefers, he can tactically retreat and pull all his characters to safety. if he wants to slow play this, that's what I would do. Tactical retreat back. Because there is no healing characters. He chose to attack instead. Okay. Not wrong. And Rachel's at 1 movement. So what that also means is she can't even move to attack. So this Juggler can easily come up here, kill... Oh. Yeah, I don't like that rewind. I would have killed off the enemy Juggler here. Right? Let's say move up, kill Juggler, then retreat back 2 tiles. He's not really making use of these dazzling light tiles to take full advantage of Juggler. Juggler could have attacked, killed the enemy Juggler, then moved back. Oh well. I guess he got a kill on... Listel there. And now what would happen? But yeah, that kill meant that Rachel gets to heal. I'm actually kind of confused. He's not making use... I thought the Dazzling Light tiles allows you to attack and retreat, so why isn't he taking advantage of that? Yeah, why didn't he kill Listel and then move back 2 tiles? I'm actually kind of confused. He, like, it's like DesuLife is letting Eggteng make a comeback. Right? He's healing up Eggteng's party. He went from having the whole party of Eggteng nearly dead to allowing him to heal. Why? I really don't understand. I mean, it's still 5v3, so whatever. Okay, yeah, Eggteng concedes. It is still 5v3, but it felt like DesuLife was letting Eggteng almost make a comeback. That was weird. Really weird. I mean, to be fair, it was 5v3. There was almost no chance of a comeback there. But, you know, it just didn't make sense. And we're on the 3rd match. Well, Parker, DesuLife doesn't really let anyone play his account. And he does play all the matches. So... I think both of these players are playing their own accounts, right? I'm not entirely sure about Eggteng, but I'm pretty sure Eggteng is playing his own account too. Yeah, this is the map where Illustro could be useful, for sure. There have certainly been some weird actions on both sides this match. Right? I didn't expect Illustrial earlier to be swapped in for the previous battle. And Illustrial didn't end up getting played anyways on that previous map. So DesuLife adds in Yusuke, removing Shafaniel. Eggteng removes Hobo and Hiei to bring in Kieris and Omega. I can understand Kieris, but why Omega? If anything, Omega should have been used the previous map. Okay, interesting. Removing Shafaniel isn't really a bad thing. He's going further towards the mythical side, but his only mythical faction buffer right now is Hobo. There is no Gizaroth in play. So, I don't know. Let's see. So, first ban Reen, first ban Deedlit. So he is trying to get the ban to let cannot be healed effects kick in from Yusuke. Leanna and Rachel now. Yep, so there we go. Jugler. Deedlit Leanna ban. Listel for Eggteng. Reaper's touch timing is so key. Okay. Using it is interesting. Yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, Eggteng switched all his characters to ground forces to try to counter DesuLife, right? And then it ended up being such a massive mistake because they all got debuffed and mobility debuffed, and he just got flat out screwed. That was an interesting last match. Match 2 was actually fairly interesting. I mean, that aggressive Bozal action, wow. I don't know. Yusuke... I actually don't think Yusuke is all that scary, truthfully speaking. It's not like Yusuke can one-shot a tank anyways. The most threatening part is the yes, cannot be healed effects, but you can play a method of willingly losing that tank, right? And continuing the fight. So Eggteng gets Sophia. Banning Zerda and Hiei, the two assassins. Zerda ban? And what was it? Zerda and Illustrial bans. Okay, good bans. I agree with that. And playing Listel. I also agree with that. Waller and Licorice. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure why DesuLife is not playing Licorice. I mean, Listel is viable too, but so is Licorice. The choice might be because Licorice is easily assassinated by Omega. Depends on how his Licorice is built, really. I mean, if you have Crystal Warlocks on Licorice, she's pretty darn hard to assassinate from Omega. Anyways, Bozal got banned, so no Bozal for Eggteng. And Sophia is played for DesuLife. Eggteng does get to play double tank again. You know, the Jugler Landius combo. I'm actually very surprised Licorice did not make an appearance there. But I think the reason for this is because DesuLife is planning to allow either Jugler or Yulia to be played at the end, right? So so Listel's heal reversal, Reaper's Touch, can be a clutch skill. Right? So you see, right? Eggteng was stuck with either Yulia or with Jugler, both of whom can be so hard countered by Reaper's Touch. So I think there was a strategy there for DesuLife, right? Not choosing Licorice third, choosing Listel instead. Now the question here is, both characters are viable for DesuLife here. I would say Yusuke though, all things considered. But Yusuke is also very vulnerable to Listel. Okay, Yusuke is very, very vulnerable to Listel. But he chose Yusuke anyways. It's not a bad pick. I mean, Listel can only target either Jugler or Yusuke himself after all, right? So if he targets Yusuke, Jugler is in the play. If he plays Jugler, then Yusuke is in play, mostly. I'm frankly surprised Eggteng is using Yulia in his box. I previously said that, right? But yes. I've used Listel to hard counter Yulia in multiple matches in the past. As you say, you prevent her acting for 2 turns. And then when she can finally act, if she attacks Listel, heal reversal will crush her. So. And if Listel has the guard skill to protect against Yulia's strikes, Yulia is mostly useless anyways. Of course, you know, Jugler's not in a much better situation. But yeah, like, if I was rotating Omega in, like Eggteng was, I probably would have removed Yulia, right? Kept either Hiei or Hobo in favor of Jugler. Or, sorry, yeah, so I would have removed Yulia instead of both Hiei and Hobo. That's what I meant. So that was an interesting hero replacement choice there. On DesuLife's side, he's realizing he's not playing Landius, so yeah, indeed, Shafiniel has a fairly limited role. Eggteng has less bets. It was fairly close though, surprisingly. Alright. Dark Elf Sniper Omega, nothing unique about him here. I mean, I probably have a better Omega than Eggteng does, and I removed my Omega from my box. I don't think this is the battle where he'll do very well. But he might have swapped him in because he saw that Disposal has no skill. Is that the reason? That might be the reason. It's a direct attack on Bozal if Omega gets the strike. It's also, I mean, it's also a direct attack on Sophia, right? Direct attack on Listel won't matter. Direct attack on Yusuke won't matter. Direct attack on Jugler won't matter. But it could definitely one-shot Bozal. And Sophia depends on whether there is no, there is no Twilight Star on this Omega. 285 int, that int's way too low. So it's not a Twilight Star Omega. So I don't think Omega can one-shot Sophia when their Shrine Maiden buff is up. But it could. It's possible. I've seen stranger things. Wow! Yulia, Tenyo's headdress just buffed Omega movement. So 2, 4, 6, 1, 2. Bozol and Sophia can't move in. That action probably should have waited. Maybe. Oh, no. I mean, he had to do it. It was either Sophia moving or Yulia moving. I actually don't know who's playing Eggteng. I haven't asked around about that pawn, Langrisser. I'm assuming Eggteng is playing his own account. Alright, so there's the Mass Resist casting. Side note, Mass Resist only lasts 2 turns, but the cooldown of Mass Resist is also 2 turns. So it actually means that it wears off. There is a turn where Mass Resist is down. What can Eggteng do? You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with Omega, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, trigger act again, and then maybe kill off Disposal. But he'll end up stuck in a position where he gets killed. But trading Omega for Bozol may very well be worth it. He didn't do what I said though. Each to their own, I suppose. I probably would have traded 2, 4, 6, right? Then move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then either try to kill Sophia or flat out kill Bozol. Roy Lee was playing Maybes. It's in my last week's stream's name. He played Maybes and lost to Clunky last week. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't go for the trade with Omega. But then again, if the map gets smaller, it doesn't have to be a trade, right? If he plays it right. If the map gets smaller, technically, Omega could assassinate Bozol, then retreat into Landius' guard range, for example. That is kind of hoping for a lot though. I don't think that it will go as planned for Eggteng, but let's see. There's lots of ways this can kind of play out. Like for example, Yulia has Godly Menace, or sorry, has Holy Justice to dispel 5 buffs, right? So, if Jugler jumps, even if Yulia has, let's say, the heal reversal or whatever, like Reaper's Touch, Yulia could still very well attack and dispel the buffs on Jugler. So, we'll see. There's a lot of possibilities for back and forth here. Yusuke activating Psychic Eruption. So DesuLife looks like he's gonna go for it. He's not going to let the battle, grow into a small map where Omega can take full advantage of assassinations or whatever. Meanwhile, I guess triggering mobility buffs on Omega will be the name of the game, kind of. Listel can move 1, 2, 3, 4. Then could have 1, 2, 3, 4 hit Jugler with the Reaper's Touch last turn, or just now. But if he did, then Jugler would just move and start getting rid of it. So that was kind of a bait action by DesuLife, right? Placing Jugler there. He was trying to bait out the Reaper's Touch and then start getting rid of it. In PvP, do your stats go up? Hit points does. Stats do not. That's why you see a Juggler with 15k hit points. That's why you see Listel with 13k or roughly. Yusuke with 10k and so on. So hit points increases in PvP. Well, I mean, everyone is running like a 6-star Listel if they're using them at this point. Except for me. But yeah, see? 50% damage thingy. And same thing for Eggteng. 50% damage. That was interesting. Mind Bore action. Well, he always has the ability to rewind after all. So launching this out now can kind of prevent some... can limit the options of Eggteng. Especially since Eggteng has no mass heal. He brought mass resist, heal, and rewind. So it's actually difficult for Eggteng to heal up this kind of AoE damage. Why isn't he bringing mass heal? Actually, I don't understand. He's facing against Jugler as well as Listel. I guess he's prioritizing healing Landius to tank the hits. Side note, Landius has 20% health restoration, which is going to turn into damage. Omega tries to shoot Listel. Listel just laughs it off. Right? And now Listel can retreat back. For now, I guess. Blood Dance won't do much good here. So retreat and heal might be the action to take. Unless he commits all in. The other action is to just Jugler jump. But then you're going to face like Reaper's Touch right after that, which is very, very dangerous. I actually would not recommend committing all in here. We'll see though. I mean, for example, Yusuke can jump in and launch that single target hit. Cannot be healed on Landius. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, he can't. Too far away. So, DesuLife is considering the options now. Yeah, retreat. That's the smartest action, in my opinion. Well, keep in mind that the Dark Elf snipers get a lot more damage as long as they're attacking someone with 100 hit points. And also keep in mind that Omega's talent is that attack and crit chance are both increased by 20%. And also Deadly adds another 12% attack increase. So even though Omega may not necessarily have a faction buff, as long as he gets a buff from Sophia and so on, he's actually doing pretty good damage. That's the whole way, well, this is the way Omega works in the first place. Yeah. In general, though, Omega will not assassinate anyone with high defense. Okay. Anyone who has like 851 defense and last rites, they're not assassinatable. No. And both Listel and Omega, and both Listel and Yusuke do have the last rites plus tanky defense combo. Now, if Omega had Twilight Star, that would have been interesting, actually. Right? Twilight Star would have broken the last rites, and it actually could have led to a Listel assassination. Just an interesting point there. Without the 40% damage reduction, it's possible for Listel to die. Oh, that was... Listel's not at full hit points, but she now has 1000 defense. I don't think Omega can assassinate 1000 defense. I don't think my streaming is that delayed. I think it's around 20 seconds like I Am Rule said. I wish I was the mastermind, Aaron. As I said before, I make a lot of mistakes when I play. Far more than I should. Guys, I don't think my stream delay is that far back, is it? 3 minutes? Come on. I mean, I think I set like a 10-second delay. A very tiny one. But a very tiny stream delay is supposed to be around 10 seconds or so. Actually, I'm looking at my settings right now. I have a 0-second stream delay. Okay, so Jugler jumped in for the AoE. Listel retreated back, then Jugler jumped in. A rewind heal to bring everyone back to full health. Also, this rewind lets Omega cold blood to get back and potentially attack Jugler. Listel moves back in to Reaper's Touch Yulia. Good move there. So Yulia can't attack. If she does, she will basically kill herself. Yulia can't move, can't attack. I'm expecting Listel to probably Reaper's Touch this Jugler. There's very few actions Eggteng can take right now. Like, truthfully speaking, there's almost very limited. And unfortunately, Omega can't move into the forest tile to make sure he can potentially assassinate this Listel that's damaged. But I don't think it would have happened anyways. Even with 45% attack increase, the Dark Elf Snipers are doing barely anything to this 1000 defense Listel. Okay, yeah, there's the Reaper's Touch. Damaged Listel. Who knows? She might get knocked low enough that Omega can actually assassinate her. I doubt it though. B-Shock. Down goes Lando's first life. Yeah, Omega is pretty useless in this kind of situation. Okay, yeah. Auto run wins 2-1. Okay. Wait. He had Yulia attack anyways. So yeah, it was a suicide strike. So Yusuke can now kill Lando. Whoa, where did this song come from? Interesting. This is apparently actually a League of Legends song. Well, I'm just gonna jump to the next song. Whatever. People are switching Lancer Landius to Blood Pact to be immune to Sword Soul. Yeah, why did DesuLife do that? He just opened the path for Bozel to get killed for no reason. That was weird. Very, very weird. Why? So what's left? Yeah, I didn't understand why he did that. Well, I guess it doesn't affect things much. Or maybe that was intended, okay? Like, DesuLife was worried that Eggteng would attack Yusuke twice, for example, right? Because he could have Yusuke, he could have Omega attack Yusuke, then the next turn he acts first yet again. So maybe he wanted to avoid getting it struck twice on the Yusuke. I don't know. Because he knew that Bozel could be killed anytime by Omega. So that was a bait kill. I think that was it. You know, rather than let Yusuke potentially die, he lets Bozel die, and then Yusuke could strike and kill Omega. Right. Because we now basically have a situation where at this point Sophia is basically dead. So it's 3 characters against Listel. Yeah, DesuLife's got this. Well, Yusuke with Blood Pact doesn't really... Sorry, Yusuke with Last Strike doesn't need terrain to survive Omega. It's just getting hit twice would definitely kill Yusuke. So I think that was the situation. where instead of letting Omega attack Yusuke twice, he let Omega choose to kill Bozal and then Yusuke to kill off Omega in response. Which worked out perfectly for him. Eggteng went for the easy kill, which was probably not the smartest action. What? Yeah, there we go. Concede. DesuLife with the 2-1 victory. So our final is DesuLife against Clunky. Should be an interesting match tomorrow. Yeah, that last action was definitely an actual outsmart. I mean, like, because Omega can kill Bozal anytime. There's no fear of that. But, yeah. Do you think this match was rigged or did Desu hold back the first match? Everyone makes mistakes, McKaiser. I think Desu just made some mistakes in the first match. So, oh, some nice gold. 1.6 million. Or close to 1.7. So, I've actually been winning every gamble this time around. Of course, most of my bets were on DesuLife, so, but there we go. Yeah, and yeah, as Vermilion said, Eggteng won because his Bozal survived with 40 hit points. Yeah, Vermilion is totally right. If his Bozal did not survive, DesuLife had won. So that was honestly crazy. How do I get so much gold from gambling? You buy 4 tickets, or you buy 5 tickets every day. Right? At the top here, you can click here and you can buy 5 tickets. So I've been betting 6 tickets every day. Right? You can buy the tickets for 150,000 gold. 5 of them every time. So I buy 5, then I bet 6 tickets. So really, since I bought 5 tickets, you can say I spent, what, 750k gold? 150 times 5 is 750k gold, right? So yeah. So I spent 750k gold to get 1.7 million. I made 1 million. While gambling, yeah, 750k. Alright, so I think that's it for this video. I mean, who am I betting on the last match? I don't know. I don't think, I'm not sure, I actually don't know. Both players are actually really good. DesuLife generally doesn't make mistakes at critical points. He might make mistakes when it doesn't matter, right? But he very rarely makes mistakes in clutch situations. That's what I've noticed with DesuLife. Auto run is clunky, right? I mean, Dango calls him God K, you know, right? Having a God designation in China generally refers to a, you know, a top tier player. So that says it all, right? Clunky is a top tier player of China. DesuLife is a top tier player of international server. But the thing that might actually be a disadvantage for Clunky, in fact, is the fact that he's a top tier player of China. So what I mean by that is he may be so used to China's server's current meta that he's not used to our current meta on international server. If that may be an advantage DesuLife can exploit. Maybe. But either way, the finals will be a very interesting match. I actually don't know who to bet on. A lot of these matches I could generally make a prediction. This is one of the matches where I think either player could actually win. So, it'll be an interesting battle either way. Alright, so I think that is all I want to cover for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys all enjoyed this stream, and I will be streaming again tomorrow.